All the peace we need is deep within, and it is fed by the source that heals and breathes. And so we sing this as we prepare to receive Rev Todd's message. All the peace I need is deep within. All the peace I need is deep within me. All the peace I need is deep within. All the peace I need is deep within me. I have a wellspring of peace, and it's fed by the source that heals me, breathes me. I have a wellspring of peace, and it's fed by the source that heals me, breathes me. I am a wellspring of peace. All the peace I need is deep within. All the peace I need is deep within me. Sing that with me again. All the peace I need is deep within. All the peace I need is deep within me. I have a wellspring of peace, and it's fed by the source that heals me, breathes me. I have a wellspring of peace, and it's fed by the source that heals me, breathes me. I am a wellspring of peace. I am a wellspring, you are a wellspring, we are wellsprings of peace. I am a wellspring, you are a wellspring, we are wellsprings of peace. I have a wellspring of peace, you have a wellspring, and it's fed by the source that heals me, breathes me. I have a wellspring of peace, you have a wellspring, and it's fed by the source that heals me, breathes me. I am a wellspring of peace. I am a wellspring of peace. I am a wellspring of peace.
That was beautiful, Deidrey. Did you write that?
I did, Rev Todd, yes.
Wow. We're blessed to have her. She's incredible. Those of you that aren't with us regularly or visiting, Deidrey is in Toronto, Canada, and joins us virtually. And we are blessed to have her as a part of our service. Peace. Everybody had a peaceful week? Yes. So, y'all got to talk back. Well, I see Kathy back there going, no. Peace is important because peace is part of our journey to know the truth of who we are. And this is our second week of Advent. We've lit 2 candles. Our hope and faith bringing us to this journey to experience peace. We have to experience peace to truly know who we are. And knowing who we are is part of this human experience that we're having, yes? Because we know, we come into this world knowing and it being drilled into us that we are fully human. Yes? But somehow in the midst of learning that we are fully human, we forget this truth that we are also fully divine in potential. We are fully divine in potential. We get to live into that potential. There's a lot of people that will tell you that there are certain things you have to do. Yes? A lot of things that you can't do. And I want to remind us all this morning that there is nothing that you need to do, nothing that you can do that removes you from the love of the one, from the love of God, the truth of who you are. Because our faith is rooted in this expression of absolute good, unlimited good, and unconditional love. So last week we talked about the narrative in Matthew as we journey into the birth of Jesus, the perfect idea of man in the mind of God. So we're gonna look at that a little bit more today as we understand that experiencing peace is a journey. Perhaps the longest journey that we can ever take, because it's the journey of going from our head and believing in all of the external experiences of the events out here and knowing that peace is in our hearts. So we have to journey from the head to the heart. You heard that before, that's a long journey sometimes. Because there's a lot of external that's going to pull us back into our heads. Does that happen to y'all? And so we turn to our scripture because we have to look to the east. Right? The star. This star. Has anybody ever wondered about the fact that the wise men were coming from the east, but they were headed east? So did the wise men go all the way around the planet? Right? See, this is one of those things that we go, we have to look at this, metaphysically, metaphorically, to understand what the east means, because the east is inward. The place of the rising sun is inside of us. Right? And the rising sun, we don't mean the sunshine, we mean the divine sonship that is who we are called to be when we live from the truth of who we are. I reminded you last week, did anybody look it up? How many wise men were there? Anybody?
I took your word for it. I took your word for it.
You just took my word for it? That's how bad theology gets around. Is people just believe. Don't always believe me. Go and look it up. Find out what this means for you. But everybody, every holiday pageant ever has had 3 wise men. That's because there were 3 gifts to carry: gold, frankincense, and myrrh. But we don't know how many wise men there were. But they bring 3 gifts. And they show up to see King Herod. Remember this part? And they're like, we're here to find the King of the Jews. Right? Now, interesting. The king is our power of will, our faculty of will, how we show up in the world. Right? That is the king. I need to press pause because I want to remind everyone that these are not just characters in a story. Yes? These are aspects of our own consciousness. There is a King Herod inside of us that wants to control the way things always show up. Anybody got that? Show up this week? Oh, that showed up this week and you didn't have peace at some point? Huh. Amazing how that works. So King Herod, he is the king, and he's like, oh, what is this about King of the Jews? I see, metaphysically, right? The Jewish people represent spiritual life, and Gentiles represent material life. Does anybody's material obsession ever interfere with you doing your prayer and meditation work? Oh, I love it when people are honest. But I love even more that you're doing prayer and meditation work. Right? Because if we just come on Sundays, it's a hobby, right? And spirituality is a practice. And that which we practice, we get better at. Yes? Yes. So we are both King Herod and we are the newborn child. And we are the wise men. Right, these are all archetypes, and we are learning how to live fully into the truth of who we are, because really, King Herod has to die so that we can come back home. That's what happens in the narrative. King Herod has died because Jesus is born, and King Herod, you remember that King Herod told the wise men, y'all go find where he is and come back and tell me so I can praise him, right? Well, the wise men used their intuition, right? Because they were looking towards the star, our spiritual intuition, our spiritual knowledge, our understanding. So they're looking at that and they're like, oh, hey, we're not supposed to go back to him because he will kill us. Our will has the potential to squash down our spiritual living. And so we move forth and go back home. And then the narrative, Joseph hears about this, and Joseph runs off and they go to Egypt, right? But the baby is born in Bethlehem. The perfect idea of you is born in Bethlehem. Not just one day a year, but every day. Your Christ consciousness shows up in you in Bethlehem. And Bethlehem, metaphysically, means the house of bread. The house of bread. The place where substance comes forth. And see, the Christ of our consciousness is where we get to step forward and experience life. Not just biological life, but spiritual life. Knowing that all our needs are met. Knowing that there's no lack. Anybody have any lack this week? I had some lack this week. It's one of those things that I have to keep renouncing in my life. So some of you may have seen on Facebook, I was walking Zoomer, my dog, on Friday morning, and someone lost their, BPA, very expensive water bottle on Craven Street. It was, one of those big things, and it came from REI, which means it was expensive. And it had, somebody had placed a sticker on it that I don't know if it was for the person that held on to it and carried it around, or if it's kind of weird, but it was funny to me because it said "Stop littering." But it was laying in the middle of Craven Street. Thought that was funny that because sometimes I get really mad when I see litter out in my community when I'm walking my dog. It kind of chaps my behind. You know what I mean? So I get upset about it. So, and I clean up other people's litter, and it kind of makes me mad. And so, here's this label that says "Stop littering." It was a little more graphic than that. And I made a post about it. It was funny. And then I started my day. And because I am prosperous, I know no lack. I am prosperous. And I went to the convenience store and I got me a soda. Get me a big soda so I can get through my day. It's the first of many, to be honest. And so, and I scanned my little rewards card and my drink was free. How about that? Look how prosperous I am, right? And so since it was free, and I have my card in my hand and the cup's in the other hand, and so I just take the card and I stick it in the pocket of my jacket and go about my day. And then I leave my jacket in the office, and I go back later in the day to get my second drink because I need multiple jugs of caffeine. And my card is not in my wallet, and I don't know where it is. Ooh, let me tell you what, fear went through me because, I had this brief moment where I believed that my debit card was my source. Have you ever mistaken something for your source? Your job, your spouse, some entity that's going to send you a check and maybe it's late, or, there are all kinds of things where we're like, oh, this is my source. But see, none of that is our source. That is simply a channel by which the universe chooses to show up and give us some of our good. Well, I was not in that place. I was not in that spiritual place. I was freaking out that I did not have my card. And guess what? I did not know peace. I did not know peace. Until I stopped what I was doing. I mean, I even pulled out my phone to check my bank account to be like, okay, is money missing from my bank because somebody stole my card? And they went on a Christmas buying spree. All the money was there. And finally, I get back to the office and I check my coat and look, there it is, right where I put it. But I'm holding this consciousness of littering and lack, and I'm not at peace, and, all the other things that are happening in my day. And then yesterday morning when I walked Zoomer, guess what I find on the sidewalk? More litter. You don't even have to guess. There was more litter, right? And I see this thing and I'm like, wow, there is more litter. And so I pick up this thing that I did not recognize. I did not know what it was. It was this little case that clips into the back of someone's cell phone cover that had all their debit cards in it. Because, see, I was holding the vibration of litter and lack, and someone else's lack and litter manifestation intersected with me, and I was attracted to pick up this thing, and I was able to deliver it to their doorstep because it also had the driver's license in it. It's a good thing I'm, didn't want to go on a Christmas shopping spree. So I got to return it and see. Sometimes we have to be the presence of peace for other people in the world. This woman did not even know that she had dropped this, that it was missing. She was confused as to how I happened upon it. Spirit is always at work in our lives when we know who we are and we live from that place that provides us, as we say every morning, with our self-esteem. When we know who we are, how dare you not show up and be peace in this world, to be love in this world, to be the presence of joy in this world. Because there is nothing that you can do that would deny you your oneness. And there is nothing that you have to do to receive it. Just shift your attention inward into that star. Turn eastward, inward. And find the house of bread within your consciousness. Because the perfect idea of you, is waiting to be born every day. Every day. I am peace. Say that one more time. I am peace. And so it is. Thank you, friends. I love you.
Thank you, Rev Todd. There is nothing like that feeling of peace, is there? So we're going to sing about it. There's nothing like feeling at peace, living in peace, being peace. There's nothing like feeling at peace, living in peace, being peace. Sometimes I find myself straying, oh my Lord, it's pulling me down, it's pulling me down. Sometimes I find myself crying, oh my Lord, life is knocking me down, it's knocking me down. But then I stop, deep breath, there's good all around me, God here inside of me, and I claim every day, right here, right now, I'm choosing peace. There's nothing like feeling at peace, living in peace, being peace again. There's nothing like feeling at peace, living in peace, being peace. Sometimes I find myself wondering, oh my Lord, it's pulling me down, it's pulling me down. Sometimes I find myself hurting, oh my Lord, life is knocking me down, it's knocking me down. But then I stop, deep breath, good all around me, God here inside of me, and I claim every day, right here, right now, I'm choosing peace. There's nothing like feeling at peace, living in peace, being peace. There's nothing like feeling at peace, living in peace, being peace. And then I stop, deep breath, good